pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. And we are back with your Purple Pants podcast, summer rewatch of Amazing Race season 15, episode 9. And I'm so excited to be joined with my ever so tech savvy. She can fix a microphone problem if you have one. The winner of Amazing Race season 29, Miss Brooke Camhi. Brooke, how are you feeling today?
Now you're just trolling me because I am like the least tech savvy person ever, but I'll take it because I did do my best to work this out. And I think we have fixed the problem. It's not that there were two of them. There actually is an echo, but we are joined today by the beautiful, talented, I'm going to say winners because, you know, you make it around the world. You're a winner in my book of season 34 of The Amazing Race, the gorgeous and the gorgeous Molly and Emily. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. So nice. So nice to call us winners.
Yes, you are. Listen,
you make it around the world. Win.
You get to the end. You make it to all of the episodes, and you don't steal nobody's cab. Baby, you won, in my opinion. Okay. How has your summer been? It's kind of like we're really into the summer months. What's your summer been like thus far?
Summer's been great. It's been hot for me.
It's been hot for me too. It's hot as hell.
That's right. Actually, yeah. Last week or 2 weeks ago, you were in the 90s and I was in the 80s, and I'm in Florida and you're in Philly, so that was bizarre. Yeah, you got a little taste of me growing up.
Side note, where in Florida are you?
I'm in like the West Palm Beach area.
Okay, well, I'm coming on Wednesday, so we'll talk after this.
Yes.
Side
note, why did I knew you were from Philly, but I forgot that you live in Philly as well.
I live in Ardmore, so right outside of West Philly. I know. I see stuff all the time. I'm like, I should go down to Center City, but I'm like a total hermit.
Yes. Well, I'm in Ardmore all the time. That's where my best friend Wendell, he lives. So I'm literally in Ardmore all the time. Yes. Oh my God, we need to make sure we connect better.
Are you guys best friends this week? Because frankly, you got him a very nice present and it took him way too long to say thank you. I should not get myself involved in this.
Yes, we have moved on beyond that. But before you two went on The Amazing Race, was season 15 like a season that stuck out to you, or did you rewatch it in preparation for your time on Amazing Race?
I did not watch, and I'm like so excited that you invited us on this podcast to watch it because I'm loving it.
Yes, it is so entertaining. You know, I only went back and watched more of the modern seasons, knowing to prepare for the race that I didn't want to get bogged down in what used to work for strategy and really pay attention to some of the newer strategies and the newer, ways that they were doing travel and booking and all that stuff. So I did not go back and rewatch 15, and I don't think I had ever seen it. And I feel like it's so underrated. It is so entertaining. The cast is amazing, and it's been super fun to watch, and competitive season as well.
Is there a particular modern era season that you watch where you thought, oh my God, that one is so good, and also the winners are pretty and smart and funny? I mean, is just so I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm thirsty. I think that's what it is today.
I mean, there was this one season where there were strangers and they had to pair up, and you were like, oh my God, this is crazy. And no.
And the girl couldn't do anything for herself, and the guy carried her backpack. But you know what?
Yes, I mean, when you broke
I
down,
Molly to carry my backpack, so no shame there.
When you broke down making the ladle, I was like, oh man, this girl is entertaining.
I have such PTSD about it. It's so funny. I used the money for a down payment for my last apartment, and in the kitchen I have a picture of the ladle framed as the house that The Amazing Race built. And when I sold that apartment, the girl was an Amazing Race fan, and I gave her my picture of the ladle. I gifted her the picture when I sold the apartment.
That's not cool. I had flashbacks to your ladle making when they did the VCR
Oh my
when they were
God.
sitting down there,
Oh my
like ripping apart the VCR. I was like, oh, this reminds me of Brooke's season.
No one had trouble like me. And if you were
No.
Lance, you just used like your snaggle tooth and your muscles and you just
Just-
ripped
yeah.
that thing apart. Yeah.
Now, Emily, I just heard you say you wanted Molly to carry your book bag. How revolutionary were Tiffany and Maria with their rolling
my
book
God.
bags?
I didn't even see anybody comment on that, but I did a double take. I was like, are they like really wheeling bags?
Not gonna lie, thought about bringing one of those, was shamed by my friends and told you cannot do that. And so
Oh my God. What a nightmare.
Yeah.
At what point did they lose them? Because at some point they were carrying backpacks, right?
I think they were
They didn't have to,
convertible.
like the-
I
They were
honestly think
convertible.
they rolled and were carried. It's
Okay,
genius.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were definitely ahead of their time. I also think one of the things, like you said, Molly, was that I love how competitive this season is. And I think I'm relatively newer to Amazing Race. And so from once I've started, they've always been kind of like these alliances where people are like working together. And so I'm on Twitter and social media, and everyone's always like, this isn't Survivor. Like there aren't alliances, but it's so interesting in watching. I mean, you might be right, Brooke, but there's just so interesting to see how these teams will couple up and not couple up and work together, not work together, lie.
Keep watching, Brice.
Deal.
They may say they'll couple up and then they don't couple up. Keep watching. Things get nasty.
I have a lot of thoughts, but I'm excited to dive into episode 9. I probably had to call Brooke I think I was doing better this time. I want to say every 5 minutes I was calling Brooke, like, is this really happening? What are they doing? So it is just, it's very interesting. So I'm excited to dive.
You guys need to just do like the streaming where you
Yes.
Like live stream, yeah.
yeah.
Watch
So Brice
party.
usually watches in the middle of the night, so I get like middle of the night phone calls. But this one was like, where you watch like 8 o'clock in the morning.
It was
so
in the morning.
I'm like in bed, like fully like, what's up?
I'm like, did he just do
is that
that?
Brice again? Like, is the but I
I
love
should
it.
do
I'll
that
always
with-
answer.
I should do that with you, Em.
I know. Why
Well,
don't we
you-
do that?
Yeah.
It's fun. And literally, I'm like, Brooke, this is the last time. I'm not calling back. I'll talk to you later. And then literally 2 seconds later, I'm like, what is happening? But I do want to say, like, as we kick this episode off, I really love the monologues that the teams got. And I have not seen the last 2 episodes, and I'm pretty sure I am confident to say that I really do think it is Megan and Shane that win this season.
I haven't
And
seen
I
the
love
last 2 yet either.
Yes,
Don't
I don't
tell him,
know.
because Brice literally every episode, if you'll watch these podcasts, will say, I think it's Matt and Gary. Oh, it's definitely Brian and Erica. Or it's like he has hedged his bets with everybody at this point. So no matter who wins, Brice has called it.
So wait, do you try to like follow the edit and figure out like
I do. I
Okay.
really do. And so the edit is always like foreshadowing and giving us these things. But I always say it's like, I think Megan and Shane, when they were in the taxi in the beginning of the episode, Shane was like, we're not looking towards the end. We just want to get to the end. And I feel like that's a winner's clip. Like to have that clip to say, like, we're not looking to win yet. We're still keeping our head in the race. I'm like, okay, I'm with this. I like that. Don't get too, what is it? Don't let the horse get in front of the buggy. I don't know what to say it is. Yes. So I think it is something that is like really, really, really interesting. And so I'm like excited for Shane and Emily, although I'm rooting for everybody at this point, but Sam and Dan. I really love them, and I'm like, I want to root for them, but I'm like, they're evil. Y'all might be attractive, y'all might be fit, y'all might like. I love sibling bickering, but
I think every episode I've grown to like them a little bit less. Like, and then this one just ruined it for me.
Yeah, I am with you, and I was like, kept telling Brooke, like, I really like Sam and Dan. You know me, I'm always rooting for my minorities. I'm always rooting for my people of color. I'm always rooting for the gays. But I'm like, I don't know at this point if I could root for them. And I keep saying to Brooke, I think this episode and the 2 last episode, I kept calling Brooke. I'm like, that's a microaggression, Brooke. That's what it looks like. Like that. But anyway, okay, I'll digress. But
No, it's like a drinking game. How many times are they going to say shut up?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes, I'd be drunk.
Yeah.
Okay, so the teams are leaving Estonia on their way to the Czech Republic, and Megan and Shane are first at midnight on the dot. Sam and Dan are about 20 minutes behind. Flight Time and Big Easy are a minute behind them, and Brian and Erica are bringing up the rear, 27 minutes behind first place. I love how close everything is. They are flying to Prague, 700 miles, and making their way to the Old Town Square to find a man in a vintage Praga for your next clue. Now, they're given $0 for this leg of the race, which I love, which means you have to have saved your money previously. Otherwise, how are you going to pay a taxi to lead you where you need to go? Because that's all teams do back in this era of the Amazing Race. Okay. So, as you said, Shane is saying that he's not looking to the end of the race. He's just looking slightly ahead of him right now. Sam and Dan don't know what Prague is, I think. I thought maybe they didn't know what a Praga is, which they still don't. But he goes, what is Prague? Like,
Yep.
at these,
I think they said a
someone who loves
country.
to travel. Yeah, it's a country.
Yeah.
Great. I wrote the rival with Flight Time and Big Easy is going strong. I know Brice called me every 5 seconds to talk about how everything they say is a microaggression, and I get it. I do see it. I see it. Okay.
I also respect Flight Time because in their opening monologue or when they're talking, Flight Time, you know, they had bad blood. They got tripped up last episode, got a little physical. But Flight Time, he says, like, I respect Sam and Dan. Like, they've gotten to this far. They've been fighting. They're competitors. Like, you know, they deserve to be here. And so he gave them a little props. And so I was like,
but he also says we spoke to them like during the break and everything is cool. But Sam and Dan do not think that everything is decidedly cool. So this is like a one side is cool and the other side is Sam and Dan. Okay. And so then you have Brian and Erica. It says they're saying that everything's working out in their favor. And I say foreshadowing because that either means they're going to be first and have an amazing leg or they're going home because the Amazing Race doesn't do anything in between ever. Okay. So everyone is at the airport. Everyone's on the same flight. Megan and Shane are smart and they look up what a Praga is because when you have downtime, you need to go look stuff up. My favorite part is that Megan then goes, should we lie to everybody and say it's something that it's not what it is? And they're going to, except that Flight Time and Big Easy also look up what it is. Good for them. And then the team
also is, this is 2009, and it's just so interesting to see, you know, I was in kindergarten,
second grade,
2009. Okay, yeah, kindergarten. And it's just funny to see like the computers that are at the airport that are like behind a wall and the keyboards are out, and it's just like, it's just so crazy how 2009 is not that long ago, and just to see how almost ancient things look is just so crazy to me.
Yeah,
I know, the internet cafes, like totally forgot about those.
Yeah. I mean, we walk around with computers in our hands now.
Right.
It's so different. So different.
I will say we raced in 2016 and there were internet cafes that we went to in the international airports. So like, and that was like 9 years ago. So it wasn't that long ago. The world has really changed.
The other thing that I noticed the most in these episodes is like, I feel like maybe 2 episodes ago, Brooke and I Googled, like, I think one of the most popular phones at the time was like a BlackBerry. And so like, I'm always like, why would everybody ask? They ask for a phone. They're like, can you call us a taxi? And so I keep thinking like Google Maps, Apple Maps wasn't around. So it's like, they couldn't just, could you imagine on a BlackBerry trying to like load up the internet? Like, it's just so crazy. They were really out here doing the Amazing Race, and not that the Amazing Race is any easier now that we have smarter phones, but it's just so interesting to see the evolution.
It is.
I mean, is it easier because the tasks have gotten easier? Maybe that's another conversation for another day, but we love the Amazing Race. Whatever Amazing Race we can get, I'm not going to complain about it. So of the 4 teams, 3 of them jump in taxis, and then you have Brian and Erica who take the bus to the subway because someone on the plane said it's faster. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, Emily and Molly, this whole season, I have been yelling, and I would love to know your opinion, even though maybe the scenario is not the greatest. But I've always been screaming at Brooke that, like, when it comes to Survivor, I feel like in order to win, you have to play big, right? And sometimes you have to take risks, and those risks could either work out for you and propel you, or they could, put you on a bus in the subway and get you behind. But you have to take those risks. Now, Brooke has always been like, on Amazing Race, no. If you're with people, stay with people. And I've been fighting Brooke this whole season. Like, no, you got to take a risk. And then Brian and Erica are on this bus to get to this subway. And it starts off. And I'm like, yes, finally, somebody is doing what
I
What
totally
Brice said to do.
I get the strategy, but I don't think this was the episode to do it because, like, you're trying to get into the final four, right? Like, or was it final three? I think they're getting to the final three. So this was not the time to do it, but I totally get the strategy.
So
I
was gonna
She's
say,
just nice. Don't do it.
I mean, if there were still like 9 teams left, your odds are pretty good that you're still gonna be in. But when there's only 4 teams left, that's a big risk. Yeah, just definitely stay with the pack, especially if like you have a chance at challenges. Now, if you really sucked at challenges and you needed every edge you needed to get there, like, all right, maybe, but I don't know. I think it would. I like the mentality of it, Brice. Like, I do agree, big risk, big reward. But this was not the time.
Well, it reminds me of our season when Derek and Claire, I mean, it wasn't like super big risk, but they saw us all go into the walnut grove to crack the walnuts to make the candles or whatever it was we were doing.
Yeah.
And they were like, the only way we're going to pass these teams is if we play these games. And that was like super good strategy. I mean, that was smart.
Yep.
So this happened on my season. So when there were 4 teams left, we were in South Korea, and on the airplane, all of us were speaking to the flight attendants, to other passengers, whatever, and being like, look, we have to get to this square, taxi or subway. And people were like, well, this is more expensive. And I was like, look, I don't mean to be obnoxious. Take money out of it. What is faster, taxi or subway? And 3 teams took taxi and 1 team took the subway. And that team ended up going home. Now, it wasn't because they took the subway. They ended up going to the wrong place later on in the leg. And so that didn't do it for them, but it did make them last to get to that next stop because they took the subway. I stay with other teams. Do not be the only team going off and doing this to yourselves.
Yeah. I will just say this. I agree with you. Now, where the
say it again, that's so rare.
I ain't say that, Emily. Okay, I don't know what you talk about, Molly. My caveat to this is, I was with the train of thought that Brian had, where if I were in his position, I would have taken a taxi once they said a shuttle to the subway. Now, if the subway was in the airport, I'm taking the subway, because I can't tell you how many times I be at LAX trying to save me a couple of dollars, going to budget rent a car for $9.99 a day, and I am out there waiting for that shuttle.
And they got no money this leg. So that's another thing to think about. Like, if they didn't have a lot of money saved up, then maybe I agree with you, Brice.
I'm just saying. I don't really agree with you, Brooke. I'm just saying, in this situation, it worked out. But if they said the subway from the airport, then I would have been like, take the subway. But okay.
I also wonder, because they knew what episode number they were filming. Like, if they were doing the math, did they know it was the non-elimination leg? I don't know.
Well, one of the next ones were going to be. So it was either this one or the next one, knowing how many teams. Although, you know what? It's possible they started with an extra team. They may not have known that the next episode wasn't the last episode. Yeah, like,
but you're not going to race.
You're going back to the United States. Like, they didn't know they were going to another place before they went home. So I get what you're saying. Like, we knew, but
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, Sam and Dan think a Praga is a jacket or a robe or whatever, and it's not until they see Megan and Shane running to the car that they figure out that it is also a car. So go ahead. Exactly.
Not the team Sam and Dan that just last episode, Big Easy and Flight Time, all they do is follow us around. Not Sam and Dan saying, and I believe in my notes, we're just going to follow Megan and Shane. Interesting. Noted. Okay. I'll be quiet. Just want to point that out there. I thought that was interesting. So y'all can follow the teams. Okay.
Well, they've been leader for so long, you know.
Yeah, I honestly think it's more Dan though. I think Sam is sweet. Like he's had that moment in the taxi where he's like, "Oh my God, I love Prague. This is so cool." Like, you know, and then his brother's all like, "Just shut up." You know? Like, come on.
If I had $1 for every time he said "shut up," oh my God, we'd all be rich,
right?
We'd all be rich. Okay, so anyway, taxis are faster. I really low key wanted to see them ask everyone in a jacket if they were wearing a Praga. Like, I wish they hadn't seen Megan and Shane because I wanted to watch them flounder a little bit because they were in the front and I like them, but I did want to see a little bit of, when you have the time, look stuff up. You had the clue. Like, just seems irresponsible to not look it up. Anyway, Megan and Shane are told to make their way to this Kayaking Troga, some outdoor kayak center for the next clue. Brian and Eric are in a tunnel in traffic. They got off the bus to take a taxi because they realized their mistake, which I am, on board with. And Flight Time and Big Easy have found the car, and everyone is on their way to the kayak place to decide what they're going to do next. And what they're going to do next is a detour. And the options are fast or slow. So in fast, you have to row a kayak down this white water course, which honestly looks so fun, and I would really want to do it. And you have to grab a ribbon hanging over the course with the name of your destination on it. And if you capsize, you start over. If you capsize before you grab the ribbon. In slow, you have to pull yourself on like an aerial rope thing suspended over the course. And at the end, you get your clue. You get the ribbons, which tell you where to go. I love this because I love any sort of task where you can see the other side as you're doing it. So like, if you're sucking or if you're doing really, really well. So I'm a fan of this. What would you guys have done?
Andre?
I would have wanted to do the kayaking, but I wouldn't have done it. It does look like so much fun.
So fun.
I think seeing the kayaking in the Olympics, there's no way I would have. I'm just slow and steady, just muscle through it, whatever. But there's too many elements to compete with in the kayaks that you have no control over, and with no skills, it would be terrible. Yeah. But I do think if you are maybe accustomed to that, or it's worth a shot just to see how easy or hard it is. If you're
if you're first, give it a shot.
Yeah, if you're in the front, do it. Because it was quick. It was like 30 seconds to get from top to bottom, maybe,
or less if you fall over.
I don't know. I feel like after that first run, I would have been like,
okay,
yeah. But then you give it a shot, right? Because it could have been easier. I don't know if they had to maneuver around the hurdles or what.
I think it's part to hold on for dear life.
I felt like when they were describing it, it seemed like you were supposed to maneuver through to get to the end. And that's where they lost me at. And because I feel like I'm becoming an amazing race savant. I was like, why is Sam and Dan continuously doing this? And then I realized, and maybe tell me if I'm right or wrong, anybody, but I felt like the ropes course, only 2 could go at a time. So maybe that's why they stuck at it so long, because what's the point if we can still see that there's 2 teams there? Let's just keep going. Because I didn't see a third rope lane. I only saw 2. So I was thinking maybe this is why they would do it.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually.
That probably makes sense.
Yeah. But they didn't put that in the audio.
I mean, interesting, because they didn't say only 2 teams can come at a time. I'm wondering if Sam and Dan could have hopped on the same ropes as Megan and Shane or whatever. Because, look, even together, they don't weigh as much as Big Easy. So it's not like there's a weight limit on the rope.
How funny when Sam and Dan were going down and Big Easy's foot is literally
basically kicking him in the head.
I was waiting for something to happen.
Right,
is there going to be contact here?
Sam and Dan would be like, or Big Easy would be like, they elbowed me in the foot or whatever. I don't remember which one said that somebody threw an elbow. Okay, so Megan and Shane go to slow. Flight Time and Big Easy go to slow. Sam and Dan are trying fast, and they are fighting their faces off. These 2 are just So
Move it
angry.
around. Don't go. Just stay left. Don't go left. I'm not moving left. I'm going to steer us.
Shut up.
And then shut up. Then he's steering it, and he's like, I can't do it. And like their bickering is just so funny because it's like the one is yelling at the other, then the other can't do it. Now the other is yelling at. It's like their bickering.
And then they get in a cab and they're like, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's cool. We're cool. It's good. We love each other. Until the next task. Anyway, Brian and Erica have not asked what a Praga is, not Googled what a Praga is, but they eventually find the car and everyone's on their way to where they need to go. So Sam and Dan are tipping over and they try again and they're tipping over and they try again. You get it. And then Megan and Shane, the ropes course seems to get really, really hard, but they finished in first. Flight time finishes and Big Easy is still out on the ropes course. I know Brice is going to have words about this because Brice called me about this no less than 11 times. And so
and we talk 45 minutes.
yeah. And I have to tell you, I have very strong feelings about the couple of things that happen next. So Megan and Shane have finished and gotten their clue and they are told to climb down, but flight time has also finished and he is told to climb down. Now, whether or not flight time is climbing slowly to slow down Megan and Shane because Big Easy has not finished yet is not really my issue. My issue is I don't think he should have been allowed to climb down the tower until his partner finished. So
100%.
I have a real problem with that.
Yeah.
And then I do sort of, Brice, I sort of think the second that Megan said, you're going slowly on purpose, he slowed down even more. And so, but I don't really have a problem with that. But he shouldn't have been allowed to climb down in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually had to rewind and rewatch that because I was like, why is he even on the ladder? I didn't get it. Like, was there a safety issue? But then the other guys were hanging out at the top cheering on their team. So I was a little confused by that too.
Yeah, I was confused too, but like you, I did have to rewind it twice. And the instructor clearly says, and mind you, the instructor tells him to climb down, and he hesitates and is like, Big Izzy's still out there. And it seems as if the instructor is telling him to go. So while I do agree, he probably shouldn't have. You got to follow the safety instructions, okay? I'm 20,000 feet up in the air. You tell me to get down, I'm not arguing with you, okay? I'm going to get my behind down. And if I'm doing this for 45 minutes, I'm going to be a little tired. And if you are yelling at me, I just became... Oh, we're podcasting. Sorry.
I love that we were all so enthralled with your yawning that we all just sat there and stared at you and watched you, and we're like, "That's so peaceful." Is he going to wake up? I agree with you. He should have done exactly what he did. I don't think it was okay. Okay, whatever. Long story short,
if it was a safety issue, why didn't they just tell Megan and Shane?
It was not a safety issue. They should have let Megan and Shane go first, but fine. And frankly, if I was flight time, I'm going nice and slowly too. So I'm not actually mad about anything he did, because if I was finished and Scott wasn't, and let's get real, it would have been the other way around. I would have told Scott to go, just take your time. Make sure you get your footing. Don't fall. It's high. We need you to be able to carry our backpacks. So anyway, fine. So let's see. Flight time climbs down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We don't think you should be able to climb down. The end. Sam and Dan are still fighting. I write that note no less than 40 times in my notes. And Megan and Shane get their clue, and they find out that the words on their clue ribbons say something I can't pronounce. Stavovsky, Devaldo, I don't know, referring to some theater where they have to go get their next clue. Big Easy by now has gotten up the ropes course, and they're in second place. Sam and Dan have tipped over again and decided to swap sides. And Brian and Erica have just shown up and decided to do slow immediately. Brian and Erica do a very smart thing, and they have their taxi wait for them. But Brian and Erica do a very dumb thing and don't leave their bags in the taxi cab. Hit me, Brice. Oh, me? Okay, hi. My name is Brooke Camhi. I was on season 29, The Amazing Race. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I just know when he makes me big, I'm supposed to give some sort of advice to people who might be on the Amazing. If you're ever lucky enough to be selected to be on The Amazing Race, it's a CBS reality TV show, which you know because you're watching this. Okay, so teams are not allowed to touch your stuff. They can take your taxi if your taxi is willing to take them, but if you have personal belongings in that car, they are not allowed to remove your belongings, and they're not allowed to take your belongings, so they can't technically take your cab. If you're on The Amazing Race and you're at a task and your taxi driver is waiting for you, leave a backpack in the cab. I would take
Not your passport.
like,
Not your passport,
with
just in
you,
the zip.
exactly. But leave something in the cab so that another team can't come by and be like, take us instead. And if the taxi driver is like, yay, more money, I'm going to do that. Yeah. So anyway, Sam and Dan are shady, and I approve. Okay, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I mean,
Okay,
I feel like it would pain me to do it, but when you're trying to get to that final like leg of the race, like, hey, they left an open door, you're stupid not to walk through it.
Agree. Well,
Emily,
you had so many thoughts.
I don't think you would be on board.
I think I would have done it if that was us, but it just like, I don't know. This is why I can't do these games. It's like the strategies and pissing people off.
But at
the end, it doesn't matter if you piss them off.
I know.
And no one should be working together at this point. You should all be as competitive as you can be to make it to the end. Period. Yeah. Period.
I agree. Now, let me just be clear. I am not mad at Sam and Dan's move, right? Like, listen, the taxi here, I'm taking it. I think, again, how hard they have been on Big Easy and Flight Time, and just, some of the rhetoric that they've been using with them. I just find it so interesting that, like, it's almost like they're deflecting the things in which they are saying about Flight Time and Big Easy is really them. And I'm not mad at it. I think where I draw the line when Brian and Erica are like, hello, that's our taxi. That's where I'm like,
but it's not your taxi. Where's your stuff?
But that's not even the most egregious thing that has happened at this point.
You're going to talk about Megan and Shane and Big Easy and Flight Time agreeing to work together and going to the train station and deciding they're going to work together until a taxi shows up before the train and Shane says, we're going to take that. And Megan goes, but we should tell them. And Shane goes, get in the cab. And they go and they leave Flight Time and Big Easy at the train station. Emma, is this what you want to talk about?
It is, because again, I'm not mad at that, right? Like, listen, we could work together until a better opportunity comes up for me. I'm not mad at that, right? I just feel like Shane could have said something to them at that time, because they did agree to work together. And I just feel like no matter how competitive it is, like, I give you my word and we're going to work together. Sure, we don't have to, but I'm going to tell you, like, we're not. But we already know that Shane was pissed off at Flight Time for walking down the steps. And so they were like, Megan asked them. It wasn't like they were like, hey, y'all, what's up, y'all? Y'all trying to work together? Megan was like, you want to figure this out together? And so that's just where I don't really like how they are just treating Big Easy and Flight Time, where it's like they just throw all these accusations at them, like, oh, they're just being jerks. Oh, are they going to hit us? And like, as a viewer, Flight Time and Big Easy, they are the funniest. They're giving us comedy. Their personalities through it all, even when they're stressed out, they're still so amazing. And yet, during these times of tension, it seems to be the other people that are really kind of showing the nastier sides, is my take.
Wait, so do you have a problem that they took the cab, or you have a problem that they didn't say, hey, we're going to take this cab?
Ask the question again.
Do you have a problem that Megan and Shane took the cab, or do you have a problem? Okay, fine, good. Because I take the cab, but just be like, hey, there's a cab.
Right.
Do you want us to try and have them call you a cab? Like, that's all you got to do. Side note, Brice, if you think Big Easy and Flight Time are getting screwed over now, I know you haven't watched ahead. Wait till next week.
No spoilers.
That's fine. That's all we say. Because Brice's gonna have a conniption. He's gonna call me 412 times as the next episode.
Oh no, he has our number now too.
Yeah. And you can do group FaceTimes, and we are on the same coast, so
We are.
it won't be too late.
He's
I hope
gonna
he-
be knocking
please
on
don't
your
go to
door.
bed at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
We can watch together.
You should actually.
He watches in the middle of the night. He watches in the
Listen.
middle of the night.
Emily, not just answer the door, okay? Or just tell me you're not going to answer the door, okay? That's all I ask for.
Right.
We can
Don't just
answer.
not do it. Oh my god. Okay, so Flight Time and Big Easy get on the train. Erica is struggling at the ropes course. Sam and Sam have just now stolen their cab, so we've spoken about that. And Megan and Shane make up in the cab because apparently she's found her competitive spirit. And they get to the roadblock, which says, "Who can remain composed under pressure?" And they have to search this theater that they get to for a teeny tiny little mandolin and bring it to the stage for the next clue. Side note, there is an unaired U-turn at this point. Nobody U-turned anybody, which I don't think I understand. But frankly, I do think if Sam and Dan got there before other teams, they probably would have used it on a certain team. But it wasn't aired. I don't know what it is. I mean, I do know what it is because it would force the team to do the other side of the detour.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which would have been amazing because it would have meant that somebody had to do the
That would have sent them
whitewater
home.
rapids. It would have probably sent them home. Well, not sent them home because it has a non-elimination.
but
whatever,
true.
whatever, right.
And so do you think that that's why they put the
didn't
U-turn?
they-
Use that U-turn?
Yeah, why wouldn't they
crazy.
use Erica and Brian?
Because they took their cab.
I mean, maybe they didn't feel like they needed to. They felt like they were. I don't know. Nobody used it, but okay. So at the roadblock,
Wait,
I
do you,
started. Go ahead,
wait,
yeah.
can we hypothesize? Where do you think the roadblock would have been? I mean, where
It
do you
would
think
have
the U-turn would have been?
It would have been right after at the kayak place after you
Okay.
because they wouldn't have made them leave there.
So
go to the
Megan
theater.
and Shane, they didn't see Sam and Dan leave the detour. So like they're a strong team. I would have U-turned like knowing that they were still struggling. I don't know. That's weird.
I
they
have
wouldn't
to tell
do
you
that.
honestly, 5 minutes ago you were not prepared to do anything mean to anybody, and now you are U-turning a team. It's like, I mean, I think there is like a darkness right below the surface, and I approve.
yeah. There is. We were getting interviewed for at the starting line, and
God.
or not the starting line in LA, right? The pre-interviews, and they asked if we were competitive, and she said no. And I didn't know her that well, except I had done like board games with her. I had played a board game with her and her daughter, and she is so competitive to the point where like she upsets her daughter. And I was like, what do you mean you're not competitive?
I know, I approve of that. No, children need to learn at a young age that you don't get to just always win. The world isn't fair. No, not everybody should get a participation trophy.
Yes,
I have
100%.
strong feelings about this. Kids need to learn to lose early, and if they don't want to lose, be better. That's just my feeling on the subject.
Yeah.
do you
So,
know that game called Heads Up where it's like
Yes.
they'll have an animal?
Yeah.
And, okay, so last night we just had a barbecue at my mom's house, and my nieces and nephews, they were like, they wanted all the adults and stuff to play, so we broke up into teams. Let's just say some people left the house not speaking last night. It got competitive. My stepdad was cheating. He was cheating. Okay. And think like, so yes, I'm with the competitive nature.
Wait,
okay?
can I share one little like story? So Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. It's the holiday that my parents hosted like my
Mine's
whole
as
life.
well.
And so it would be, well, this year we're going to Josiah and Alyssa's. Anyway, and also Mazel Tov to Josiah and Alyssa and their little baby Bella. I want to say Bella. Gorgeous, and congratulations to them. But that's not the point of my story. So like just quickly, congratulations. Just kidding. Anyway, at Thanksgiving, we would do everything. Like my mom and I would bake chocolate chip cookies, and like we would have a competition to see whose cookies were better. Like we're competitive people, and there was always a
Dale's.
board game. Yeah, no,
Dale's.
because hers had too many chips and they were hard as a rock. I like a
Sounds good.
softer cake-like cookie. No, a cookie needs to have
Dale,
like,
they sound delicious if you listening and watching.
they're trash. They're always burnt. Anyway, I love you, Mom. So anyway, we would play a board game. It was usually Risk, and we would do teams of 2. Like my brother and I, my parents, my aunt, my uncle and a cousin, my aunt and a cousin. Anyway, my uncle is maybe the world's sorest loser because, side note, the key to risk is Australia. I'm just putting it out there. If you ever want to win risk, take Australia. But as they would lose, there was a year where he started shaking the board and calling it an earthquake so that everyone's like pieces would follow. One year he poured a bottle of water and called it a tsunami and said the game is over. Like, he was the worst. Like, he never learned to lose as a child. I'm convinced of it.
Yeah,
So
that's really
I
bad.
approve of teaching your children at a young age to be good losers.
Yeah, I
That's
hope my daughter's
really-
not watching this.
Tsunami.
Oh, God.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Where are we? I don't even know what's happening. Oh, so the good part about this roadblock is that it's not just tiny little mandolins. There are all sorts of other instruments, like also regular size instruments, but other tiny instruments. What, like, I'm sorry, this huge mandolin, side note, I don't know how to play.
Oh.
And then I didn't. Is not a tiny mandolin. Big guitars, not a tiny mandolin. Anyway,
That's so random that you just happened to
It's Brooke, okay?
You need a
Welcome.
story here. She just let it go.
last season, Jonathan and Anna had to string a mandolin, and I was like, I have one of those sitting in my office. Not important. So Shane is working from the top down. This roadblock judge, by the way, Brice.
Shane.
Yeah, oh my God.
Shane.
I think everyone else just wanted him to get it so that she would stop yelling Shane. This roadblock judge is hilarious. He's like, no. Like, he's
No.
my kind of judge. I was loving every second of it. Big Easy is searching, but the best part is Flight Time doing ballet moves and operatic solos while Big Easy is searching the place. Sam and Dan have stolen the taxi. Shane finds 400 regular size instruments, not realizing he's looking for a tiny mandolin. And Brian and Erica have just finished the ropes course and had to call another taxi because their taxi driver did the wrong thing and took another team. Okay.
Wait, and did we mention that Shane is like up in the rafters, like in the
Oh my
light and things? I'm like, he was all over.
He
the
started
bar.
from the real top, like legit top, all the way down.
Megan, I'm 30 feet up. Shane. Like, I was like, what? Like, it's not back there, Shane. Like, it's like, why would they even let him back there? Like, at one point, like, he was like behind them.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know. I was like, someone probably told him, like, dude, you're gonna hurt yourself up there.
Brice, they won't tell you what to do. I think I told you this on the first leg of our race. We were self-driving in Panama and we turned into a correctional center and there were people with snipers. And like, until we were going on to jail property, they did not say, stop driving this car. Like, they were going to let us, like, they won't tell you what to do unless you are physically endangering, I think, the cameraman. Not even yourself.
I think Shane was at one point, but I mean,
So Dan is doing this. Sam, by the way, a little note to Sam. Sam has the voice of an angel. He was like a vocal performance major, and you can hear him humming and singing and really enjoying the opera part of this as he's sitting waiting for his brother to finish. Shane finds it first. They're out of there first, and the route information says take a taxi to the Prague castle to go to your next pit stop. Dan finds it second, and Brian and Erica show up, and Erica does this. Sam and Dan will not even look at Erica. Like, I am surprised Erica didn't go, hey, over here, you little twerps, and have
Erica
a
was
moment.
me,
'Cause I
though.
think I
She
would
had
have had a moment.
she had to remind Brian, do not say nothing to them. That would have been me. Like, don't say nothing to them at all. I would have
You
made
would
it
have
so
had
much
to
more
duct tape
icier.
my mouth shut because I would have absolutely, especially if I wasn't the one doing the task and I don't know, Sam is sitting next to me. I would have had, you know, who was it? Anna Lee, who got to a
Oh yeah, when she said,
roadblock and was
"Who
like, which one of you people did this to
turned
us?
Yes, she did. Who voted for us? Yep.
Exactly. I would have made this so uncomfortable for them just because I can't do anything else at the moment. So why not? And like try and throw them off their game a little bit, but make them feel like they did something crappy. They should know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
my
if you're
feeling.
going to do it, look me in the eye. Like, for me, it's like, if you're going to do it, hey, Emily and Molly, thank you for the taxi. Like, you know, like, like make it worth my
Or-
while.
Yeah.
Hey, Emily and Molly, I'm really sorry. Like, as I'm taking it, I'm so sorry. We got to do this. At least apologize. Maybe not with the stuck out tongue and like the attitude on.
I would have maybe called out like, "Hey guys, you didn't leave a bag in the taxi. Like this is fair game."
Absolutely.
Well, and if it was flipped, I think I would expect them. Like if you're going to be strategic, like be strategic, you know?
Just own it. At least look up. Say something.
Right.
I don't know. It was just a little bit whatever. Anyway,
But
Erica's
Big Easy and Flight Time is following y'all. Y'all got the biggest mouths in these confessionals. That's all I'm saying. Like, stand on business. Like, I just feel like, and I think even at the end of this episode, they're like, we're kind of like the villains. Ha 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 ha. Don't be no villain in the confessional. Be the villain in person. Like, give that same energy. That's all I'm saying.
Who's your least favorite team, Brice?
Huh?
Okay.
Listen, I like Sam and Dan. I do. I want to like. They are entertaining to watch. Okay, so let's have a conversation. This is first of all, I'm rewatching the season from 2009. I'm in my pajamas, normally having snacks in my bed. Like I'm enjoying like the fact that my blood pressure gets high and I have to call Brooke and she has to like calm me down. This is entertainment. Like I love it. Like I don't personally
and it's
hate
saying
them.
something that he's calling me to calm him. Like I am not a calming force in most aspects of life. Like choose poorly if you're calling me to calm you down, but it is pretty funny. So
yes. So I mean, up until this point, like they're just so entertaining. Like I love Flight Time and Big Easy, but like I like a little sinister. But my thing is just stand on it, own it. That's all.
Okay. Why is Erica carrying her backpack while she's doing this roadblock? Put your backpack down, girl. Leave it in the cab. That's all I'm saying. You don't need to be carrying your backpack all the time.
Yeah.
Erica is me though. I also like how she's just like casually walking through the seats, like, oh, it's beautiful in here. And Brian's like, maybe look a little more, like look more intently. But yeah, I love Erica. Like
she's fantastic. She's perfection. So anyway, Megan and Shane get to the pit stop. They win a trip to Lanai, Hawaii, to the Four. Like this is a sick trip. They won a trip to the Four Seasons in Lanai. Like that's like a honeymoon level. That's an expensive trip. Like they are not. I mean, they're giving away kayaks on certain legs, but this trip is the trip to win. Like. Because I looked up the Four Seasons on Lanai when we were doing our honeymoon because we spent half of our honeymoon in Fiji and half of our honeymoon in Hawaii. Oh. The Four Seasons in Lanai is no joke. So I hope they took that trip and I hope they enjoyed that trip because that one is a win.
Isn't the Four Seasons the franchise that they use for
White Lotus?
Yes.
Yeah.
They did use the Four Seasons. And in Hawaii they used another. I think they also used the Grand Wailea, but they
Okay,
listen, Mike White.
Mike White,
you like to have survivors,
but he's an amazing racer. I mean, this is where you started, my dude. Yes, I will happily be on White Lotus. Come on,
yes,
Emily Amali. I
was a musical theater major. I will sing for you. Let's make it happen. Okay. Anyway, amazing trip. Sam and Dan have finished, but they cannot find a cab. Big Easy now finds it in third place. They have found cabs at the same time. Now, Brian and Eric are still there, so there's like not that much excitement. But I feel like it's going to be another one of those foot races to the pit stop. Sam and Dan get their second. And this is the first time they name a team other than Flight Time and Big Easy. They say, we want Megan and Shane or Flight Time and Big Easy out on the next leg because they don't want to race them at the end. Brice, I see your face. You cannot control your face. Speak on it. We got it.
I'm just saying, y'all just now realizing that Megan and Shane are a tough team to beat. If I recall, this is Megan and Shane's fourth time at the mat in number one, but y'all constantly are being like, we need to get Big Easy and Flight Time out, and y'all are working with Megan and Shane. But listen, I
don't think Sam and Dan work with anybody. I feel like, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay, anyway, Flight Time and Big Easy show up on the mat with Sam and Dan there.
I love it.
I love it. Big Easy puts his arms around everybody because his wingspan is so flipping huge. And it's like a kumbaya moment, and everybody is happy because everybody is still in it. But back at the roadblock, poor Erica is still searching, but she does find it. And I just want to call out for a moment that even though they're in last, and they're obviously in last because they saw everybody there, they're still so supportive with each other. Like Brian was so supportive of her. They get to the pit stop. They're certain they're going home. And when they're told it's a non-elimination, like just, you can see, Emily and Molly, did you guys ever get saved by a non-elimination?
No, ours were all elimination.
No non-eliminations in our season.
We had a couple, but we didn't get saved by them. But the people who did, like we were on the mat with a team that got saved, and just you could see like the waterworks came, and it just like the feeling of relief of knowing, okay, we still have a chance. So they do realize they have to get a speed bump on the next one. And on the next episode, we find out that Big Easy gets a phone call. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Go ahead.
Emily and Molly, just because back during your season, Brooke and I had a debate about this. Your season was the no non-elimination, right? So the last 2 episodes in the mega leg.
Oh, yeah.
Is that not a non-elimination?
I think because we know in advance it's a mega leg, right? That's the difference.
Okay.
So,
I'll take that.
Yeah, so we know, like, even if you're last to get through the first 2 tasks, you're still.
But do you know, are you told in that first clue this is a mega leg? So you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I'm just going off of the words. That still is a non-elimination.
It is, but we all know it is.
Okay.
It's just a double leg, right?
It changes the
Yeah.
Right. We having some technical difficulties. Molly and Emily had to go, okay? Because listen, it's a non-elimination. They didn't go home, okay? That's a non-elimination.
Right.
Molly
You
and Emily.
have to stop kicking the people off the pot. Don't do that. First of all, I thought we had a technical difficulty. I didn't think you did that. Second of all, stop kicking people off the pot. He is a dictator. Like I have found over the course of doing this with him for a few years, he's going to kick me off now too. I know it. But like if you disagree with Brice, he will just and you're.
I don't know what she was talking about, but listen, y'all. Okay.
I love this.
Sorry, technical difficulty. I haven't.
He's not a kind.
I think have we sided with Brooke on all of these throughout the episode? And maybe that's a testament because we're all the 3 racers. Maybe once you go through it, when you and Wen are on the race,
because they're smart and they're gorgeous. And bye, Brice. Yes, all right. I'm in charge now. Here we go. No, I'm just kidding.
I do agree with y'all.
I love him so much.
Oh, I have a theory. I have a theory on the Globetrotters, though, for Flight Time and Big Easy, because they said it a few times in the earlier episodes that like people were getting annoyed because everyone was like so enthralled with them and they were helping them. And so maybe there's some of this still happening. So Sam and Dan and the other teams are more like, oh, this is so annoying. They have a leg up on us because they're already famous. And I say that partially because I think we felt a little bit of that with Derek and Claire having been on reality TV before, you know, probably with Rex Ryan, it would have lasted if he had lasted longer, right? It would have helped him, but people were recognizing them and helping them. And it was really kind of annoying.
So Rex Ryan was on a team of 3 also, by the way. So sometimes we have teams of 3. I don't remember the name of his partner, but his teeth were the 3rd team member on their team because he has the biggest, whitest smile.
Yes.
True. Look at Rex Ryan's teeth. They're humongous.
I agree to that statement, though, so much because, again, during Brooke and I's 45-minute intermission, during every 5 minutes that I was calling her, I was like, there has to be something that we are not seeing because I think Megan and Shane said it. We know Sam and Dan said it. And I think maybe 2 other episodes, other teams said they're like, they're just following us. And I'm like, and again, I know it's an edit, but I'm like, we don't see that. So I'm so glad that you brought that up because I definitely could see that because, again, 2 black men, 6'7", like, and like, you know, like, it's just, I
wearing Harlem Globetrotter shirts most of the time, in all fairness, also. And also, just, Brice knows this. I have a real problem when people are like, they're just following. You are all going to the same place. You all have to get somewhere. What am I supposed to go a longer way just because you're in front of? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't believe in there. They're just following, run your own race. Like, if I'm in front of you, I expect you to follow me also because we're all going to the same place.
I agree, but I think it was like the Lulu and Lala season specifically. I remember it was like teams were just getting in the car and not even pulling out their maps and just literally right behind other teams. And I haven't seen a lot of amazing races, but like I feel like if there is a self-drive and you feel like teams are following you and you know it's maybe two teams there, why aren't you getting off of the action? What like have we seen that? Have we seen teams try to lose teams in the lore of Amazing Race?
We've seen teams like run a red light in the hopes of, or like run a yellow light in the hopes of losing somebody behind them. But honestly, on my season, there was a kid, Venk. Love Venk. Venk was one of my favorite people in the world, I think. And he was paired with Ashton. And I think that people, because he's odd, but he knows it. And he'll be the first person to be like, he thinks we're all like, you know, brains in a vat. Like, I think he's cool. He's cool as hell. Anyway, he was excellent at reading maps. So if he was in front of you, like, you did not need to read a map. You just needed to follow Venk. And we would, Venk and I would help each other. Like, I wanted nothing but great things for him. But you bet your ass if he was right in front of me, I wasn't asking for directions. I was just following Venk. You knew where he was going all the time. He was last season's Erica. Like, sense of direction was on point.
So we did follow the military brothers into France, into Toulouse. What's funny is, well, but I was always on the map. Like, we needed a backup. Like, I'm not going to, we could get lost on the highway, right, with them because they speed, which we could have sped now that we know. Yeah. But anyway, so that happened to be the one episode where they actually got lost. And we didn't know that because we showed up before them, but we were behind them leaving that, getting started that leg. So yes, you can follow, but my little TED talk to the team.
Wait, hold on.
I love it. Guest speaker TED talk. Now, say
I'm not trying to steal your thunder, Brooke.
Cool. But if you're going to do it, say your name, your season, and welcome to my TED Talk.
Hi, this is Molly from season 34 of Amazing Race, and welcome to my TED Talk.
Hit it.
If you're going to follow somebody, you need to also have a backup plan. So make sure that your navigator is clearly marked on the map where you're going, because someone's going to lose you. They could be strategic and say to follow us, and they might lose you on purpose. So always know where you're going. Don't rely on the people in front of you, and have a backup plan. It worked for us. We ended up not getting lost because I was a fabulous navigator, and we were following the military brothers. They got lost. So that's my TED Talk.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Now, Emily and Molly, you speaking, I'm having flashbacks of your season, and y'all two killed it. Like, like you really did. Again, listen, y'all did. Like, you guys worked through a lot of different things, and I think us as viewers, we got to go along with the journey. And by the end, and specifically towards the end of the season, y'all were a well-oiled machine. I need to know No,
I agree wholeheartedly. You guys had the disadvantage that we had of not really knowing your partner well. And but we didn't have a disadvantage because none of our teams knew their partner. You two were an all-female team, which they can win, but they don't win regularly. And you got all the way to the end. You finished in second place. You were consistently nailing it. And which one of you hurt your knee? Like, with a severe injury. Like, you hear any of this trash talk about the two of you, because like from the two of you, because I probably would have fallen over and died way earlier.
When the Purple Pants Pitstop, we were rooting for you. We all were rooting for you in my Tyra Banks voice. But what I need to know, though, with season 40 of The Amazing Race around the corner, and with it potentially being rumored to be a returnee season, if it is not an all-winner season, because I'm a little biased over here, okay, because I need an all-winner season for my girl, but if it's not an all-winner season, or if it has some winners and some not, and you get a little ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding, is it
100%?
And follow-up question, quick follow-up question. If we're both on that season, can we have an alliance and like
have a backup plan?
Yeah, we got Will and James, we got Lewis and Michelle, we got Emily and Molly. Like this is a power alliance.
Did I not
I'm
just
here
win
for
that?
it.
What is that?
Hold on, wait, Brooke. Hold on, Brooke. I got you, girl. Girl, I got you, girl. We don't take no Brooke disrespect.
All the true colors come out there.
I meant you were the base of this alliance. We're joining you.
I'm fringe alliance. I see how it is.
Oh my God.
Note to self, I write things
Oh man, I have to say, I think about going back on the race and I watch challenges. Like I was thinking about Sam and Dan going down that kayak challenge, and I was like, I actually think that might be Molly and I bickering with one another. Like, I think we could get to that level at this point.
It would be totally different.
You get frustrated with me now.
I do. I'm not, well, because now I know the love's unconditional. Before, like, we were just kind of strangers.
That is true.
Yeah.
And
I can yell at you like I yell at my husband now, and it's fine.
And that means y'all gonna go even harder and play even harder. And that's all that means. And that means I have my glasses here ready. And Emily, if I need to cuss Molly out, I'ma cuss her out. And Molly, if I need to cuss Emily out, I'ma cuss her out for you. But it will be with love, and we will be rooting you on to that final pit stop in number 1, because y'all gonna take their taxi and y'all gonna go to the end. But Emily and Molly, truly, we cannot thank you enough for jumping on our summer rewatch of Amazing Race season 15. This was so much fun. And I feel like this podcast is kind of like your season. We had a little bumps, some technical difficulties, but guess what? We wrapped it all up.
And we all made it to the end.
And we all made it to the end.
We did. Thank you so much for having us. This was so fun.
Thank you both so much for joining us. This was fantastic. I loved it. I am going to reach out to you because I'm going to be, 15 minutes away from you this week, and we should go. I mean, now that I know I'm not really in the alliance, though, I don't know that I want to.
No, you are. You're the base of the alliance.
No. I've heard it. It's recorded. The base of the alliance is Lewis and Michelle. I'll go see them this week. And Will and James, and the two of you. I am fringe at best, but I'll take it. That's fine.
And so please tune in next week as Brooke and I will be covering Amazing Race season 15, episode 10. Emily, please answer the door when I knock, because they'll keep saying it's a crazy episode. So I might be around the corner. Knock, knock, knock. I need
an open invitation. I'll even watch it in the middle of the night with you.
Okay.
I love
We're
this.
alliance.
Great.
We
Call
see
her.
each other. Yes. We see each other. Well, thank
Molly,
you so
first
much.
round's on you because,
Yes, 100%. All the rounds are on me.
This has been your Purple Pants Concept rewatch of Amazing Race season 15, episode 9. We'll be back next week. Thank you again for watching. Bye.
Bye.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.